The Nigerian youth needs to wake up. If you say you want to unseat the president, that his policies are not working, which is obvious, everybody knows that things are getting worse in this nation, then you have to put in the work. It's not a TikTok game, it's not a social media game. Politics is physical, it's reality. You have to put in the physical work. If you're a youth in Nigeria and you don't even have your voter's card and you're commenting anything about politics or you're talking about how this current administration is not working, you're a hypocrite. If you say you want a change, then you be ready to fight for it, be ready to work for it. If you have relocated from your polling booth and where you are staying currently in Nigeria, you're not thinking of how to fix your voter's card so that you can be able to vote from there, then you're a hypocrite. To unseat a sitting president is not a child's play. I said it in my previous video. I gave you analysis on how Peter Obi may not be president in 2027 if we do not put in the work, because the odds are already against him. He came from the southeast. There is a minority geopolitical zone in Nigeria when it comes to vote. How many votes are coming from the southeast? And he's opposing a sitting president that have all the money, all the power. But does it mean that he cannot unseat President Tinubu? No, it is possible. Everything is possible. But in politics, you have to put in the work. You don't daydream about politics. There is no sentiments in politics. You can protest from Lagos to Maiduguri barefooted. Nothing will still change, and he will still be there in 2027 if you do not put in the work. Now they are talking about coalition. I told you I don't trust this coalition of a thing. The people that have formed it, they cannot be trusted. It's not the people that we can depend on against 2027. Do you even know what will happen with ADC primaries in 2026/2027? Did they tell you that they have come unanimously and made an agreement to give that primary ticket to Peter Obi? Is that what they told you? Did you see the agreement? Do you know what can unfold in the primaries? So this is not what we Nigerians should put our hope on. Saying there is a coalition now coming together to work against the sitting president as a way to unseat him, when you don't even know who are the Judases in that coalition, or you think there is no Judases in ADC. Do you know who is who? Nigerian politics, they are playing a selfish, manipulative game. So you cannot trust them. Even Peter Obi should have his own strategies against the primaries in 2026/2027. In case it didn't work here, there should be a backup plan. You don't know what these people are planning to do when it comes to primary tickets. Who do you want to trust in the coalition? Is it Atiku? Is it Erofai? Are they the people that want Peter Obi to be president? You cannot read politicians. So if we want to change it, then the youth, I believe we can in Nigeria. If we want to really do it, to put in the work, not audio voting on social media, not sensitive messages on social media, not pouring out your feelings on typing. All those things does not work in politics. Politics is reality, it's physical, it's a game. So you really have to get involved and play it if you want something to change. And according to statistics, Nigerian youths covers about 70% of the population. And out of that, 30% are up to the voting age. And the rest are below 15 years. And by next 2 years, those that are below 15 years should come up to the voting age too. You can see the power that the youths hold in this nation. And also, the influence as a youth you have on your parents. You may not be able to convince your father maybe to cast his vote in 2027, but trust me, you can convince your mother. They listen to you. So you are holding a significant power. But if you don't know how to use it, that's when it becomes a problem. You know, it is heartbreaking in 2023, even what I observe around my own environment. I was arguing with about 6 youths concerning the election the next day. And everybody were, tweeting about it, just to wake up to realize that 3 people out of those 6 people I was arguing with don't have their voter's card. They were not able to collect it before the election. It was heartbreaking. So use that analysis to check other youths in other places This is just a clique of people around you. I was using that to count in my polling booth in my community. That means there are youths like that all over the nation. But they are voting on social media. They have their own polling booth on social media, raising the bars on social media. That is not how politics work. You need to put in the effort. And also, if there is any coalition that is needed in this nation, is the coalition of the youth from the north to the south. For us to understand that these older politicians have poisoned us with ethnicity and it's not helping issues. Especially the people from the north, the youths, the northerners. They should realize this because their vote comes with weight in this nation, whether you believe it or not. Go and study the result. I don't know how they come up with that, but it has been following that pattern since 1999. These people are controlling a significant amount of votes in Nigeria. Those youths in the northwest and northeast, somebody needs to speak the language they understand, especially in the grassroots level, so that they should understand that there is nothing like Muslim rice or Christian rice in the market. There is nothing like Igbo beans or Hausa beans in the market. Inflation is real and it's hitting all the households. So the youths in this nation need to understand this, irrespective of where you come from. So if you really want to fight this battle, then we have to fight it as our youth, as our unity. That is the coalition that is needed in this Nigeria. It's not politicians that are looking for their own selfish interests, where we favor them. Are they the people you want to trust? These people, you cannot depend on them. So if you really want to unseat the president in 2027, then you need to put in the work. Peter Obi has all the qualities to rule this nation, to transform this nation. And that is exactly what we need in this country. But there is no sentiment in politics. You have to put in the work. I keep saying it. Tinubu is not somebody you can just remove like that without him putting up a strong fight. He will fight with his life to retain that position. He's already investing money and power to make sure that he comes back there in 2027. He's more invested in that than he's invested in solving Nigerian problem. So you should understand the person you are coming against. Then you have to be prepared. Every youth in Nigeria need to have their voter card, not just having it. You need to be present in your polling booth. If there's anywhere you need to protest in this nation as a youth, is at your polling booth in 2027. You will stand there with your voter's card, cast your vote into the ballot box. You can also hang around and watch those INEC polling officers collect the results. You can take a screenshot of the result of your polling unit. It's not tweeting about it. It's not commenting about it, dropping sensitive messages, your emotions, your feelings. There's no emotions, feelings in politics. It's a physical action. Then we can also back it up with prayer, because with God, all things are possible. All empires fall. It is possible to unseat a very strong sitting president with power. It is possible. But if you say you're just going to do that sentimentally, typing in your emotions or your feelings on social media, sharing where the breeze is carrying the president, all those things will not work. What will unseat him is your physical action, casting your vote, working together. If you say we are one Nigeria, then the youth should act like one Nigeria. They should understand that all over the country, irrespective of your religion or your ethnicity, and know that this suffering is real. I keep hammering on the northern youth because I understand the votes that comes from there. I keep studying that vote and I'm not happy about it, but there's nothing you can do about it. But somebody needs to talk to these people, whether that vote is real or fake. They need to understand the problem that their vote is causing in this nation. They need to understand that. And know that these older politicians that are speaking to them over there is just manipulating them. That is not love. They are just using them, and the next day you're on the streets begging for bread. which shows that they do not care about them there. So those youths need to understand that, whether educated, non-educated, somebody needs to speak that language to them to understand what is going on in this nation. That is the only way you can unseat Tinubu in 2027. Action, put in the work. There is no sentiment in politics.